Hi there, my name is Amy and I am here at Yoga Grow in Fredericton. Our Feel Better Friday today is a express hip release, so hopefully it will catch you at all angles to give you some hip relief and release. So begin seated. I'll start with my right side. Both feet flex, drag your right knee in. You can hang on to it and give it a deep bend. But now from here, pass your foot into your left hand. I'll now hook the crease of my right knee with my right thumb. The remainder of the fingers wrap around and you use this right hand to steer your knee away from you. This is just a seated version of pigeon pose. A deep external rotation for your thigh to, of course, stretch your internal rotators. We'll treat this like a bit of a self-massage, so from this first stretch, let your right hand release from your knee and place it beside you and maybe a little bit behind you. Use the floor like the massage surface, like the feedback, so I tip right over onto my right side, my left butt is going to pick up. And you can simply saw the leg left to right to pressurize and depressurize, just to make this right hip more malleable using the floor. In addition to that perfect side to side, you could also lean a bit forward, really circle, almost figure eight around this right outer hip. And even in addition to that, you could pause at a particular place that feels just intuitively like it needs pressure. And once I feel like I've made some progress, I've affected this right hip, I'll use the pressure of my hand on the floor to sort of bounce myself back up through center, and then I just tighten up the pose. Hang on to the knee, lean your torso up a little bit taller. A tighter grip. Phase one would be to use both forearms to scoop the meat of your calf, so your elbow creases become the holder upper of the leg that you are affecting. I splay my fingers so that everything is working really well here. I fan my toes. I drive my knee into my right arm. I pull my foot using my left arm. Take an easy upgrade from this pose. I'll drag the left heel in. So your right leg is now supported, it's framed up by this newly bent leg. Flip your palms so that your wrists face the front of the room. You can dip your chest and slouch your body on purpose, and then dramatically roll your chest up and out, squeeze your elbows. Big expression of this right foot. It's the same stretch, just a gently different angle now that both legs are bent. The add-on in this case is to walk your left foot in tighter and then reach your chest up with greater width, greater pride, better posture here. For some of us, it's a bonus stretch for the wrists to sit like this. So that this flows, and so it continues to stretch out this right hip. You can slide right down into a figure four on your back. So just slip the hips forward. Your hands can help you however feels best to get down onto your back. Then chamber your hands around your left hamstring. Shove your right elbow into the inside of your right knee. And then find some time here. My elbows are already really pointy. My chest is wide. To change the variety of this pose one more time, I really poke through my left elbow. I'm going to turn my head to the left so my eyes, everything is shifted to the left, and then actually fall onto your left elbow so your right butt will pick up. The stretch will change, it'll wrap more into your low back. Find a few breaths with your body tilted to the left. From the power, from the lean of your left elbow, bounce or boost the body back through center. Final stretch to get your external rotators of your hip. Let your knees go completely together. So full cross. Then you'll likely lift your skull up to grab your shins, maybe your ankles. You want your thighs to crash in towards center line so that you can feel a greater emphasis now traveling to the outside of your hip. Head lays back down. Your feet spread. That'll highlight the whole body. And not only do your knees push into one another, but if you watch the subtle change, your knees push away from your torso in general, so they push to the front of the room like so. Your feet stick out to the sides of the room. Untangle from there. Other side. Express, so I'll move through it a little faster. Left leg is now bent. You hang on to your knee. You pass your foot into your right hand. The hook of your thumb can really spin your knee out. So this is literally your seated pigeon pose. Nice broad chest, that additional benefit. After you feel the stretch, you start to massage the stretch. You use the tilting of your own body, the leaning, and the awareness of what needs to change, what needs to soften in the left hip. That's what you go on as you rock side to side, maybe forward and back. Once you feel like you've made an effect, you've made some gains, you've become less sensitive perhaps in the tissues surrounding this left hip, then you go right back to where you started, but you deepen. So pull up to center, hold the knee, steer the knee away from you, and should you need a further grip, you reach through using your forearms. The arms literally lace this shin bone. Your knee presses into the left forearm. Your right hand pulls. So it's a push-pull to dramatize the way that your thigh is sitting in your hip socket. Couple stretches there, and then we move on. Pull this right heel in. Hands behind you. Chest perks up, elbows straighten out. This right footprint can be down. Stay a while. The increased sensation comes from sliding or hopping this right foot in, but still broadening the chest. Your figure four stretch, like you know it's a stretch you've likely done at any gym. Help yourself onto your back, grab the right hamstring. Then get dramatic with the elbows. Shove them out to the side. Your chest is lifted wide. The pose is still giving you some sensation on that left hip. Change the sensation by tilting all of your weight. Look to the right. Fall purposely onto the right arm. Notice the left hip has picked up. And then your last stretch is to allow your knees to come back in towards middle line. You manually push the knees together to give your legs a full cross. Your head comes up to help you achieve the grip with your hand. Your head lays right back down. Your feet spread. Your knees move both together and away from you. Together towards midline, but generally away from your chest. Release. You can rest onto one side for a moment, and then make your way up. And that is your express hip release. That should get into the good deep stuff and make you feel different, likely make the legs feel a little longer, certainly decompressed. Should you have more time